Coming to you from his studio in downtown San Francisco, this is the Backstage Bay Area Podcast. And now, here's your host, Steve Roby.
Hey everyone, welcome to Backstage Bay Area. Thanks for joining us. I'm Steve Roby. Today my guest is guitarist, composer, and bandleader Oscar Peñas. He's originally from Barcelona, Spain, and has been based in Brooklyn since 2007. His music feels uncluttered and sensitive, yet deeply compositional. You can hear the American jazz language, but his Spanish heritage and classical roots clearly shape it. Oscar Peñas returns to SFJAZZ for the third time with his trio on February 21st, and he joins me now. Oscar, welcome to Backstage Bay Area.
Hi, Steve. Thanks for having me.
Where am I reaching you today?
I'm in Brooklyn. We came back from 2 weeks in Arizona, in Scottsdale and Sedona, and just like we came back like 2 days ago.
All right. What's the energy like there today in Brooklyn?
Today it's cold and quiet, and yeah, that's wonderful.
All right. Sounds good. It's nice and sunny here in San Francisco. So greetings from San Francisco, my friend.
Thank you.
Oscar, for listeners who are just discovering you, what was your musical world like growing up in Barcelona, and what eventually drew you to jazz guitar?
When I was growing up, I picked up the guitar at 8 years old. So, like, of course, I was not just like very drawn into practicing. I was just like playing strumming chords in the context of what could be similar here to the Boy Scouts. There was always someone that was like carrying an acoustic guitar and playing like songs that we sing along during those excursions and things like that. And then like my parents saw that I had certain like facility, and then like start like with a classical guitar, but I didn't stick for much time because like when I was about like 17, I felt like that I didn't want to commit to the solitude of practicing that instrument. It has a wonderful repertoire and all that, but I was not too serious in committing to being a classical player, right?
Right.
So that's when I enrolled in a very nice school in Barcelona, whose name is Taller de Músics, and over there, well, just like I was drawn into jazz and lately Brazilian music, flamenco. I was exposed to many other genres that otherwise I would have been.
What an interesting journey for you.
Yeah.
Was there a specific song or musician that drew you to jazz guitar?
Well, I started jazz guitar because I knew that I didn't want to continue classical guitar, but like that. And then like I had not much information, and we didn't have YouTube or internet, right, or like these things of sharing information at the time. So my first teacher, Vicenzo Trona, just like on the first day, he told me, if you want to play this genre, you need to listen to not only guitarists, but like other musicians, of course. And I remember he made me a list, and I was carrying that list in my wallet, like with different like guitarists from different eras. I was playing only nylon steel guitar at the time, so he recommended me to check out like Ralph Towner and Charlie Burr and other people that was playing on nylon string guitar. And from there on, like just like he made me a huge list, and I started like checking out people like and sharing tapes with friends and students in the school. Parmitini, Joe Paz, Jim Hall, you name it.
Like cassette tapes, yeah?
Cassette tapes.
Those are great. I miss the cassette tape.
Yeah, that were like the 1989 when I first started.
Yeah. Well, let's jump ahead and talk about your trio.
Yeah.
When you write for this trio, what do you want the band to feel like on stage?
I don't write specifically for the trio. I write like most of the times in the context of jazz, like in lead sheet kind of format, which would be suitable for a trio or for a quartet. When you get to a quintet, sometimes you have to write some more arrangements. But like I try to like write things sparsely and loosely, and then work with the formation that I'm playing with at the moment. So I know that like those musicians that I'm playing with are like very sensitive, versatile, and open a little bit to the unexpected, but like with certain, between quotations, restrictions. The groove, the mood, yeah. But we've been working on the repertoire for a little bit, like that's, and so it's taking shape. It's taking shape, and but the nice thing about this trio is every time we perform, there's something different and unique that was not played the night before.
When you're working with your trio on stage, and let's say in the middle of a set, can you describe the feeling when you know the three of you are truly locked in? What does that space feel like for you?
I mean, when that happens, it's like the best sensation of music. It's like it's only comparable of like when you play for the first time a new song that you've composed, and because it's a different emotion, just like work on a song and play it by yourself, and then bring it to the rehearsal room and hear it for the first time and to take shape. Sometimes like in the same way you have in your mind, but sometimes like differently. It's very rewarding when you are like improvising and like the drummer, for instance, reads your mind and makes some kick, some hit that it was not on the arrangement, but it happens at the moment because we are connected.
That must be a tremendous feeling for you.
Yes, for me and for
everyone,
I guess any other musician. Yes.
Yeah. You sent over some music to share with our listeners. Thank you. And the first track is called Ballad of the Fisherman. This is a very intimate piece, and the version you chose is an acoustic duo featuring the legend, Ron Carter. What was the story behind writing it, and what did Ron bring to the music when you recorded it together?
Well, that piece particularly was a very magic moment. We did an album that features a string quartet and a jazz quartet. So we did that piece in the duo setting during the lunch break of the other musicians. When I'm recording, I don't care about eating or like coffee or anything, and just like focus on the music. And Ron is the same way. We rehearsed the day before, but like on the recording studio, he plays some lines that were like, well, it was I still have goosebumps like remembering that moment. Yeah.
Wow.
Everyone like the people that stayed, the producer, Jason Olaine, the producer, just Zulema Mejias, and the sound technician were also like having that same feeling, because it was something that, well, unfortunately it doesn't happen on a daily basis, but when it happens, it's just like so almost a religious experience.
Wow. Okay. I can't wait to play it, and let's listen to it now. This is the Ballad of the Fisherman by Oscar Peñas and the great Ron Carter. You're listening to Backstage Bay Area. That was the Ballad of the Fisherman, Oscar Peñas, from his 2022 album Almadraba, featuring the great Ron Carter. Oscar, you mentioned something that really caught my attention. You said the traditional model used to be record the album, then tour the newly released material. But for many independent artists today, that sequence is flipped totally. Can you talk about why you often tour unreleased material first and then record it later?
That's often the case. Like, for instance, in San Francisco, most of the pieces will be unreleased. I'm rescuing some pieces for like my first release album from 2003. It has happened a long time, but I still feel like connected with those two pieces that we're going to play from my first album recorded in Spain with Spanish musicians with a Fresh Sound label. But usually the case is like that. We work on composition, then we try things on, and then eventually those things get to be recorded. When there was like more like in traditionally a recording industry, like the Cats used to like record albums, and the whole industry was prepared to tour those albums that were supporting the recorded material or their output. That's not the case anymore. Like we don't have the chance to, well, for reasons that are like financial reasons and other reasons, that to release as much material as we work on, or as we. I mean, I could do a couple of albums right now, like, and probably I have like some cohesive material to put together and to be released. But that's not that easy. It seems, if you don't have the financial support of like of big recording companies.
Sure.
And well, sometimes like I even see artists that release not albums but singles. I'm still like I grew up with tapes, as I said, and CDs, so I still like not feeling very comfortable with the idea of releasing or publishing only one track or two tracks, or those kind of things. So yeah, eventually I will record with this new trio, but I don't want to give any date because I still don't know.
Yeah.
So, but that's usually
Is the version we're going to hear at SF Jazz when you come here to San Francisco, is it going to be the final version, or is the music still evolving?
The music is hopefully always evolves, even though with like the all material, like the concept of heartfelt jazz is to be always a work in progress. So, what it happened during these last two performances in Arizona is like that there were things that were not kind of unexpected, were not played before. Like if I see like that, like the drummer chooses to play in an introduction with bare hands and then switches to mallets or everything. Those kind of things are like always kind of like, they could be planned for sure, but if they're not, it's when like to me those listening moments is where the real music happens.
The spontaneous moments is what's magic, right?
Exactly.
All right. Hey, the second piece you wanted to highlight on the show today, it's a song called Traveling Through Waters, which also features Ron Carter. When you think about that title and the sound of this music, what kind of journey were you trying to capture?
That piece is part of the album that we mentioned before, Almadraba. And so like the main concept of the album is like this, the technique of the Almadraba, which is an ancient fishing technique. So where like the big bluefin tuna is captured after traveling all the way from the North Sea to the Strait of Gibraltar, where they prawn their eggs, right? So the idea is portraying like the journey of those gigantic fishes that go from the Atlantic to the Mediterranean.
Wow. Thank you for explaining it. Let's listen to it now. This is Traveling Through Waters from the album Almadraba, and you're listening to Backstage Bay Area. That was Traveling Through Waters by Oscar Peñas from the album Almadraba. It also features Ron Carter. Oscar is my guest on today's show. Oscar, before we discuss your upcoming SF Jazz shows, I understand you're also working on a new suite called Remote Hoods, and it'll be premiering this fall. What's inspiring that project right now, and how does it connect to where your music has been heading since Almadraba?
This music is almost finished. It's actually a tribute to the city I've been calling home since 2007, so like almost 20 years of living in New York. What caught me the attention at the very beginning that I was new here is like that there are many communities in the different boroughs that don't even visit other boroughs. They're just like live kind of, they don't mingle with each other. They live a little bit secluded. So I wanted to portray that thing that was catching my eye. So I'm trying to, there's different pieces dedicated to different areas in the 5 boroughs that I've been to. Like, I don't know, Corona, or like Sunset Park, or like Arthur's Avenue in the Bronx, or what, and you just name it. So like they trying to incorporate like some imagine cadences that belong to those communities.
Interesting. And we can look forward to it later this year?
We don't have like a premiere date set up yet, but like hopefully during the 2026, yes.
Okay, and you'll keep us posted on social media?
Of course.
All right. Let's pivot to your shows at the Joe Henderson Lab. The Joe Henderson Lab is unique for its up-close audience interaction. I was at a show last night, and it felt like being in a living room. And you're familiar with that too, right? You've been to the Joe Henderson Lab?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to play twice already.
So when people come to see the trio there, what can they expect from the 3 of you on stage in terms of energy and how the music opens up live in that specific space?
Honestly, I mean, like, we want to just like to bring our music, just like to try to just like for people like to have a nice time, and just like our music can be energetic but can be also mellow. So we want to hopefully try to connect with the audience in those different compositions, those different grooves, like the different moods, the different emotions, and that can be drawn like with the different like tempos, the dynamics, of course.
Oscar, before we wrap up, can you introduce the trio for us? Who's on bass and drums, and what each of them brings to your music?
Yes, on the trio, it's featured by Corentin Leir, who's a young bass player born in France and raised in South Carolina, and he was the last time with me at SF Jazz with a different drummer, Mark Ferber. He's a very versatile musician. He's a virtuoso double bassist, and the longer we play, the more he grows and feels the music. He has like a very deep groove and an excellent intonation, and it's a very reliable musician and a person that is grounded in the band. So it's like it's our support. He's a very creative drummer and also very versatile, and he's very knowledgeable about all jazz history, and he's like trying to connect with that history in the new pieces.
Right.
And he's very enthusiastic, and he's like very insistent on rehearsing, even there's gigs or not. He insists on like playing the music by heart with no part in front.
Sounds like a fantastic night of music.
We understand each other and we speak the same language.
Let me remind our listeners, the Oscar Peñas Trio performs at SFJAZZ's Joe Henderson Lab on Saturday, February 21st, with shows at 7 and 8:30 p.m. Tickets and full details are available at sfjazz.org. And for more about Oscar's music, recordings, and tour dates, please visit oscarpenas.com. Both links will be included in the podcast show notes. Oscar, thanks again for joining us on Backstage Bay Area. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Backstage Bay Area will be right back.
Are you a jazz musician preparing for a run in San Francisco? The Backstage Bay Area podcast wants to help tell your story. We are currently filling our guest lineup with the artists keeping the jazz scene alive. If you have dates booked at a local club or concert hall, let's get you on the mic to discuss your latest work. Connect with us directly. Send an email to backstage.sfbay@gmail.com. Just let us know when you'll be playing in San Francisco. That's backstage.sfbay@gmail.com.
Backstage Bay Area is dedicated to keeping jazz alive in the 415 by spotlighting the artists, presenters, and venues that sustain this music. The most meaningful way to support local jazz is simple. Show up, buy a ticket, and experience the music live. Visit BackstageBayArea.com and explore our upcoming concerts section, featuring both a weekly guide and a weekend guide to jazz shows across the region, plus the latest concert news. Thank you for keeping jazz alive in the 415.
You've been listening to the Backstage Bay Area podcast. Visit us on the web at BackstageBayArea.com. And don't forget to keep jazz alive in the 415.